few things coming through from the water today about family, role, tradition, competition, energy, universal law, karmic retribution. Obviously there's been a retrograde, so there's things that are coming back round again, and maybe deeper learnings and lessons from things that we've already visited maybe a few times. But I can't stress enough that I'm never in competition with anybody else. Like, I want everybody to win. I know that's not necessarily realistic, but that is my desire for the people, for the healing of the nations, is that we know ourselves enough to know that we're on separate missions, that I can't compete with anybody else because, one, we don't compare. Like, we can't compare ourselves. Our cells, genetic makeup, energetic blueprint, mission is very, very different and varied across the nations. So, and also something that's coming through is that as a firstborn daughter, like when you're first born as well, there's something in the sort of family dynamic and structure or energy that you realise that is kind of coming through to me a lot at the minute, is that like there is no, when we're born, there's no competition. Like, there's nobody else around, so there's nothing to prove, there's nothing to do other than just be. And I don't know whether that's just because of as a deep ancient soul, or being firstborn in this lifetime, just an energy that I've always embodied. Like, I'm not, however people want to take it, they might think that I'm in competition with them, which is only, again, a reflection of our own sort of space and place in our own emotional healing. But as a firstborn daughter, not in competition with anybody else. Like, we're there and nobody else exists before us. And so this is not just about siblings or in the family dynamic, but also I'm just looking at roles of the father and the mother, and the maternal, paternal, the archetypes, and obviously the roles of parents as well. Just before that, they are people. And it is a bit of a mishmash, but there's stuff that's coming through with like expectations, expecting people to act a certain way, and I'm guilty. I'm not guilty of anything. I tap into this as well and have to monitor my own observations of the actions of others around me, because some people tend to project a lot of stuff. I feel I potentially may still do that. I know that I've healed a lot of things, so my intention and sort of our vibration is love. But I am at a point where I probably some of the stuff that's coming out now is a bit more, not ruthless and cutthroat, is I have compassion for everybody, but I haven't got time for bullshit. I never have had. And there's this thing about people saying, oh, you know, she's starting to show her dark side and da-da-da-da. Everybody's got a dark side, everybody's got evil in them. It's whether we desire to operate from that. And also, some people show it. They show the dark side, they're not afraid of it, it's integrated. Other people don't show it and they keep it for behind closed doors, where things can actually get a lot more toxic, unhealthy and abusive. I don't really know where this strand's going, or there's several. So I don't know whether it's all part of the healing of the nations. It's part of dynamics like tribe, structures of family, matriarch, the roles of parents, grandparents within the family structure, and also those of other elders and non-blood relatives within a community, with regard to raising the youth and the legacy that we uphold within our own. People have a thing against other white people using the word tribe, but I can't think of the other word, because we've all come from that. Groups of people, essentially nomadic as well, because we've all been nomadic. That is in our DNA. And so someone is like, I know my energetic blueprint, and I know my ancestral heritage, and people saying now, you know, we can't keep going back in time, we can't look at, you know, the ancestors, we've got to think more on a galactic level now, yeah, that's great, but once you've done the rooting and the grounding and the connection to the ancestors, like, I would never have moved through the witchcraft, the spellcraft, the spell work, the horrendous things that were sent my way, had I not had a solid foundation, loving family. And like, people, practitioners and people that are not sort of stable in the head, work through families, and they try to break up family units by infiltrating Akashic records and the mind of the target. People will think this is weird, and I'm not necessarily, people might consider it a conspiracy theory. I'm just sharing from lived experiences, really. So without that solid foundation, and modern families obviously tend to look very differently to how they once were, so this is not a judgment on that, but without a solid foundation of love, it's really hard to know ourselves and to ground ourselves and our mental health in a balanced, embodied way. And at the minute where there's a lot of talk about the imbalance of the masculine and feminine, which is something that I've had to work on and something that I'm here for, healing of the nations, and also for young men, is that, like, you know, and men generally, that we're all operating in a balanced, energetic way. You know, when people are too much in their feminine, all over the place, and I don't know why that came out. When some people are in their feminine as masculines, as male embodied figures in this realm, it can come across very all over the place, sort of not taking the lead, not taking charge, and that their feminine traits, and within a masculine sort of archetype, I'm not sure that that's necessarily like the most healthy way to cultivate balanced relationships. Excuse me. And this is something that I'm just observing in the people and myself and my own relationships, is that if we are too much in if we're misaligned in our energy, we start to attract certain things that are not necessarily for our highest good. And there's clearly such a lot of stuff going on because I've not grounded this information, but they're telling me to share as my testimony that this is how sometimes stuff takes. So I'm going to have to meditate and ground a bit of this knowledge, this information that's coming through downloads. But essentially, we all need to be moving in a way that is creating healthier foundations for us to move forward on our personal healing journey. Because without the strong, solid foundation, we then start the blame and the victim mentality, and we also can we can become victims of energetic manipulation from others who have gained more wisdom on the earth. And so gaining wisdom doesn't mean that people use it with good intention, with loving intention. People consider some of the stuff that I'm saying, message quite dark energy follows me. I'm connected to death all the time. There's life and death. None of that bothers me. I walk between the realms, alive, dead, it's energy. And I think that will become much more common, and people will be able to talk about things without fear, because that's just a natural part of how universal law and vibration and frequency works. In my understanding so far, that could change. Who knows where we're going. But 9:13. But I think it's really important that as if we desire to embody the elder archetype, for me, I'm a kind of embodying more my crone archetype as well, which is quite interesting because I'm flittering in and out of like maiden and mother archetypes. But the crone, it is full moon very soon, so she sort of comes out, and I can do my naughty things. I kind of say that I'm not a purist, because I hear what I need to do, and as somebody that considers my body, my mind as the altar to the ancestral realms, and things and those that have come before me that protect me, then we've got to do what we've got to do sometimes. So that will mean whatever it needs to mean to people who connect with this life path, shamanic path, life path number 3. I don't really know. Gosh, grizzly bear. There's a lot coming through for the people, so I trust that we're grounding, because if I'm like this, and I would like to say I'm a relatively peaceful, grounded person, but I can observe a lot going on around me, which is again a divine mirror. It's a reflection. It's I know that's not my internal world because I'm calm, but if someone calls themselves or knows themselves to be a shamanic energy, we can draw darker things around us. We have to learn how to navigate in the chaos of the cosmos, which is, to be honest, there's always some form of divine order that we are guided by. No, I'm not high for anybody that wants. This is just lots of upgrades, lots of downloads, lots of stuff going on. And I think that 1144 on the clock, elemental grounding is really necessary. Like, if we can feel like as a keeper or guardian of the eternal flame, like, we know that we have the passion, like the fire is there, that never goes. And so if we work with the fire element like too much, it's imbalanced, then we need to be working and connecting with the other elements. I keep saying earth, wind and fire because I listen to them so much, but when I say the elements, obviously I mean air, not wind, but I keep listening to earth, wind and fire at the minute, so it's just something that's coming out. 1222. So I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to title this one. This is a bit of a weirdo one, but nothing is ever lost, all is returned on the wheel of time. I don't really know what time looks like anymore. Very interesting, strange frequencies, vibrations going on right now. And I trust that we know that we're putting ourselves in environments that are for our highest benefit, because it's important. If we know we're highly sensitive and it's not a blame thing, we just naturally get pulled in. I'm going to stop explaining that. Things are coming for the people. Goodness, if we so desire, the level up. The frequencies are changing. I don't really know. We will all know what we need to awaken within, and what we can harness from what has come before, past, because people saying, oh, you can't keep looking backwards. No, we can't keep looking backwards, but we can root ourselves in the power and the love and the divine connection from our ancestors, who are always there to protect us. And then we can look further afield. I've had intergalactic guides for a couple of years now, and so I would never ever not honour them as my guides, but we've also got to know our roots. As this energy expands, we become more galactic in our movements. It's important we get the grounding, because this is still a physical body. We've still got to ground in a physical reality, whatever that reality is. People might say, oh, she's away with the fairies and all of that. No. There's different energies we connect with the archetype: the maiden and mother, the crone, the inner child, the dark feminine, our evil side, our light side. It's balanced. People are saying polarity is wiped out, but we cannot be pure light beings. Starseeds come with a mission. We've got light in us. We are light workers, but there's still the shadow side that we have been presented with this human experience. We can't negate that. I know that I'm not only human. I'm beyond that. Many of us are. Not other people are claiming it, so I can't worry about them. I have to claim it for myself, because this is my reality. But we've got to ground, we've got to know ourselves, we've got to know our ancestors. We can't keep being swayed by other people and them telling us what we need to be doing and da-da-da-da-da-da. No. Start spending time by ourselves, listening to the call. If we get pulled into solitude, if we get called into seclusion, even though I thought I'd already done some hermiting, well, spirits pulled me back because there were some weird energies around. So I've been called, usually through self-preservation, because we know our energy right now. I know where I feel good and I know where I need to watch out. And I don't mean because that danger's imminent, because that's not going to happen anymore. It just means that it's not vibrationally aligned. It's not for my highest good, healthiest good. And whether I attain the highest good at all times is, I think, the journey of a human on Earth. I don't think anything is completely other than energy is in motion, and energy is never ending. It can either be destroyed or created. It can either be created or destroyed. It just is. Like, other than that, I've lost the tangent because I'm just thinking about trees right now. So I've got lots of energies from this land, from the Galactics and from the Ancestors coming through to me right now. And yeah, I hope that everybody else, I trust that everybody else can tap into the loving guides that might be wanting to speak to you right now. Because my gosh, they've got a lot to say. I've got a lot to say. So anyway, if this is here just for amusement, cool. We can live in love, honour, faith. Doesn't mean the darkness don't creep and we haven't got to protect ourselves. We're not paranoid. We don't live in fear. We just move how we need to move. Because we might stay in our lane, we mind our business, we're not doing harm to anybody else. And karmic retribution, people still do not realise that you cannot be messing with things you actually don't understand. One, whether it's the target of your malintents, you've got no idea where they're from, who their ancestors are, their role in the world right now. And also the types of things that you're using or saying against someone. People still don't believe in karma. Some people still don't believe in karma, so that's very strange, really. Because as we look back to the fallen empires and move forward into times unknown, maybe many of us have seen certain things. Nothing escapes universal law. Nature sees everything. SoS is here as a protector to the divine being. Now, divine beings doesn't mean that we can't act stupidly at times. It's a human experience. It's a weird old game. But the level up's here for those who desire it. 1838, which could be a significant year for somebody. 1838. Okay, I'm going, because again, this could absolutely go anywhere right now.